Okay, welcome to our first video report. We are doing Chaos versus Space Marines. First of all, the Space Marine Force. Chief Librarian Tigeris is the Warlord. A unit of Stern Guard with a Razorback. Assault Terminators with a Land Raider Redeemer. Terminator Squad with a Land Raider. Tactical Squad with a Drop Pod. Second identical Tactical Squad with a Drop Pod. The Storm Raven. And the Thunderfire Cannon. Okay, this is the second army, the Chaos Space Marines. As the Warlord, a Zench Demon Prince. Ehriman. The Forge Fiend with 2 Hades autocannons and an ectoplasma cannon. A squad of 9,000 Suns with a Rhino. Normal Chaos Space Marines with the Mark of Nurgle. The Helldrake with Bellflamer. A squad of 5 Chaos Terminators with the Mark of Nurgle and a Land Raider. Here we are after setup. We are playing Crusade with Vanguard Strike deployment. The Chaos side will be going first unless I steal the initiative. And over here we have our reserve table, Chaos and Space Marines. Okay, so this is the start. We're rolling for night fighting first.
Yes,
5, which means there is night fighting for the first turn. And we're now going to see if the Space Marines steal the initiative. They do not, as they rolled a 3. So, first of all, the Rhino is moving up 6 inches to the building where there is a objective. So the 1,000 Suns have deployed out of the Rhino and they have Ehriman with them, which means that they count as a troop choice, and so the objective, which is mysterious, is revealed. So I'll roll for that now. So the roll result was of the Skyfire Nexus. The setup of the Chaos Space Marines also, which we forgot, have a objective there, which means I need to roll for the mysterious objective. So rolling for that now. So that is the Grav Wave Generator. The 1,000 Suns have got out of the Rhino and into there to capture the objective. The Chaos Land Raider with the Terminators has just moved up a little. The Forge Fiend has moved up to just behind the building there. These guys have not moved at all. And the Demon Prince has gone into swooping mode and has landed just to the left-hand side of the Land Raider. Onto the shooting phase. The Demon Prince is going to use Doombolt first. So rolling the die. Got a 4, which is a pass. You may deny the witch.
Land Raider will deny the witch. Yes,
it does, which is fine. Next, it is using the Breath of Chaos, and again, leadership roll. 4, again, a 3 and a 1. And you may deny the witch.
Yes,
which it does. I'm firing 2 Hades autocannons at the Land Raider. So rolling 8 dice, as they are heavy 4. So 3's to hit, which I got 6. And then 6 is just a glance. It can't do any more than that. So 1 6, which means it gets a glancing hit on the Land Raider. So the Land Raider took 1 hull point from my Hades autocannons. It is now firing the ectoplasma cannon, which is a small blast template. If you could pop that over there. Thank you. I'm now going to roll the scatter die. So it hits. So I'm now rolling for armor penetration, which can only be a glancing hit on a 6. Which I did not get as I rolled a 4. The Chaos Land Raider is now firing at the other Land Raider, the Redeemer, and one last cannon is snap firing, the other is shooting normally. So I need a 3 on the white dice and a 6 on the red. So I got a 3 on the white, but nothing on the red. And
I'm going to make my cover save for...
Yep, 1 shot of a 6+.
No, I got a 3.
Which, yep, is a 3. So I need a 5 to glance. I got a 6, which is a penetration. So I'm rolling now. A last cannon is AP2, so I got a 3, which would add 1, so 4.
Weapon destroyed.
Which is a weapon destroyed. I'll randomise the weapon. First of all, drop pod assault, and I'm going to place it here in the hope it does not go off the table. Roll for scatter. Hits. I shall now disembark the tactical squad. The end of the movement phase, the tactical squad has deployed next to the drop pod. The Land Raider has moved away from the Demon Prince, and the Redeemer has moved slightly closer to the Land Raider. The Razorback and the Thunderfire cannon stayed where they are. Right, we're going to start with the tactical squad shooting at the Nurgle Marines. So I've got white dice for the bolt guns, red for the heavy bolter that is snap firing, and green for the plasma gun. So I got 10 hits with the bolt guns and 1 with a plasma gun. Next I'll roll to wound, so I need 5 for the white and 2 for the green. 3 hits from the bolt gun, 1 hit from the plasma. So with the plasma, I'll take a cover save as I am in cover. So that is a 5+, which I failed. So that's 1 dead. And then 3 armor saves, one of which failed. Next up, the Land Raider is going to snapfire at the swooping Demon Prince. So I need 6s to hit. I got 2 hits with a heavy bolter. And it's a strength of 5 and a toughness of 5. So 4s to wound. So that's 1 wound. So I take a normal armor save of a 3+, as it has power armor. I failed, so it takes a wound. So next, the Demon Prince needs to take a grounding test. I stay in the air. Next, the Redeemer is going to fire its assault cannons and multi-melter at the Chaos Land Raider. So, 3s to hit, red being the multi-melter. Everything hit. The assault cannon is going to need 6s to glance to get a rending. It doesn't get any. The multi-melter is going to need a 6. The multi-melter rolled 17 to penetrate. It's an AP 1 weapon, so that's +2. That's a 6. The Land Raider explodes. Rolling to wound for the 5 Nurgle Terminators inside. I need 5s to wound. I got 1. He gets his 2+ save, which I pass. And there is the Terminator squad in the newly formed crater. Next up, the Razorback is going to shoot at the Thousand Suns. Okay, the Razorback needing 3s to hit and re-rolling for the heavy bolter. Then the red dice need 3s to wound and the white needs a 4. That's 3 wounds on the units. So I will take 3 normal armor saves, which I pass. Okay, and finally for the shooting phase, the Thunderfire cannon is going to fire a surface detonation at the Terminator squad. So first of all, I shall roll for scatter, and it goes 9 inches all the way over there, which is probably going to be a miss unless it catches the 1,000 Suns. So it's 9 inches that way, which it does. Okay, how many does it catch? All 10. So because the hole is not on the building, it does get the ones at the bottom level. Okay, I need 2s to wound. So I got 2 1s in there, so that means 8 hits.
Okay.
And 8 normal saves. So 4 are dead. Rolling for the Helldrake for reserves, which I get on a 4+. During the movement phase, the Terminators are going to attempt to get out of the terrain. So I rolled 2 die, got a 6, so they move 6 in. So the Helldrake has come on just in front of the Space Marines there. The Chaos Space Marines have not moved. The Forge Fiend has moved up in between the buildings there. The Terminator has moved out 6 inches towards the Redeemer. Erryman got back into the Rhino, and then the Rhino moved 6 inches to get to the side of the Land Raider there. And these guys, the 1,000 Suns, just moved in to cover a little bit more. And finally, the Demon Prince moved 24 inches. The Helldrake is firing its Bell Flamer across there so that it hits all 10 of the Space Marines plus the drop pod. Okay, so the Bell Flamer has Strength 6 AP 3, which means it'll be wounding on 2s to the Space Marines, which I will roll now. I have 4 1s, which means 6 hit, and that means 6 dead. So next, the Bell Flamer hit on the drop pod, and it needs a 6 to glance, which it did not get. The Chaos Space Marine squad in the ruins are going to fire at the normal Space Marines, and reds being the normal bolters, whites being the plasma gun and pistol, and greens being the heavy bolter. So one of the whites got a 1, which means I need to take an armor save for the plasma pistol, which failed, so plasma pistol dies. Which means I have 4 bolt gun hits, 3 heavy bolter hits, and 2 plasma hits. So the heavy bolters need 3s, the normal bolters need 4s, and the plasma gun needs 2s. So the normal bolters have 1 hit, the heavy bolter has 3, and the plasma gun got 2.
3 up save.
2 of
2
which failed, which means the whole squad is dead. So the Forge Fiend is now going to fire at the normal Land Raider just there. It's going to use its 2 Hades autocannons and its ectoplasma cannon. So first of all, the 4 shots from the Hades autocannons, needing 3s, and is twin linked. So all of them hit, and then 6s. None. So now rolling for the small blast template from the ectoplasma cannon on the Land Raider. It goes 2 inches backwards, just to there. So it still hits, and it now needs a 6 glance, which it did not get. The Nurgle Terminators are now going to fire at the Land Raider. The only thing that can actually hurt it is a combi melter gun, which needs a 3, which it did not get. So next in the shooting phase is the Demon Prince, which is going to use Doombolt on that. Passes the leadership check, so now deny the witch, which it does not this time. It is a strength 8 AP 1 weapon, and that has a toughness of 7, so I need a 3 to wound. Do not get. Next, it is going to cast Zench's Firestorm on it. So first of all, pass the leadership check.
Deny the witch.
Which it fails. Then I roll a d6. So 2 plus 1 is 3. That is the strength of the weapon. It's a blast template. So straight over that. So rolling for the scatter on the template for Zench's Firestorm. It hits. So I need a 6 to wound it, which I do not get. So rolling for the Tech Marine himself. Still fail. Ahriman in the Rhino is going to fire at the Razorback, which contains Tigris. So first of all, he's going to use Doombolt. So he passes his leadership check and deny the witch on a 5 or a 6, which he fails. So it's a 3 to hit, which I do not get. The Rhino itself over here is going to fire its Havoc at that. So first of all, rolling for scatter. So it scatters 0 inches, so it hits. The only thing I can do to it is glance on a 6, which I do not get. The Chaos Terminators are now going to charge the Land Raider as we are in the charge phase. Double 6, 12, so they are going to charge the Land Raider. They have 2 attacks normal, so +1 for charging, and I will use 2 different coloured dice due to the fact that it's a Chain Fist and a Power Fist are the only things that can hurt the Land Raider. So the greys are the Chain Fists and the reds are the Power Fist. So I need 3s to hit, which I get all but 1. Now the Power Fist I will roll first, so I need 6s to glance, which I do not get. Now, the Chain Fist has a armor penetration of 2d6 rather than the usual 1, so I need 6 on 2 die to deal any damage. So I got an 8 on the first one, so that's a penetration. 9 on the second one, again a penetration, and 9 on the third one, another penetration. So that's 3 penetrations altogether. So rolling for damage. So because it's an AP2 weapon, it gets +1, that's an explode. So I'm now rolling for the 5 Terminators that are inside the vehicle as it is blown up. So I need a 4 to wound them, 2 of which happened. So armor saves, both passed.
First off, rolling for reserves. So I'm going to roll for the drop pod first, which does arrive, and then for the Storm Talon, which also arrives. Okay, I'm going to put the drop pod down here, so let's roll for scatter. And it scatters 7 inches this way, almost dead straight, which puts it right there. Right, after movement, the Storm Talon has flown on with his eye on the Hell Turkey. Land Raider has moved, so he can potentially attack both of them. Terminator's just sat there. I think you know why. Drop Pod has got all his troops out, looking at the Thousand Suns, And the Razorback has moved up a bit, and Tigris and the Stern Guard have got out. First of all, the drop pod is going to fire its Deathwind launcher. Risky, but let's see what happens. Right, after deviating, it only hits one Nurgle Space Marine. So it is Strength 5, Toughness 5, so 4 to wound. Yes. So a single save for the unit.
Which it passes.
And it passes. So the Storm Talon is going to fire at the Helldrake, needing 3s to hit. Twin linked for the assault cannons. Okay, everything hit. So the last cannon needs a 3 to glance, so that's a penetrating hit, and the assault cannons need 6s. 1, and that will be penetrating because of the
D3 bonus.
rending. So 2 penetrating hits. First for the last cannon, that is a 6 even without its +1. And that is a 4. Okay, so now we're going to see where the Helldrake lands.
Off the table edge.
Off it flies. Next up, the Land Raider is going to fire at the Forge Fiends, and the Machine Spirit is going to snap fire at the Demon Prince. So first up, at the Forge Fiend. It hits, and firing at that, I bet I don't get another 6. No, I didn't. Okay, I need a 3 to glance, and I failed. The Forge Fiend gets away with it. Thunderfire Cannon is going to fire a surface detonation at the Nurgle Marines. So it does scatter 4 inches,
which
and
misses.
that is going to completely miss. Okay, next, Tigris is going to cast Misfortune on the Thousand Suns. So Psychic Test is a pass.
I'm going to attempt to deny the witch. Because there is a sorcerer in that unit, I do it on a 5 or a 6. Which I do.
Next, the Razorback is going to fire its Heavy Bolter at the Rhino. So 3s to hit. Twin linked. And then 6s to glance. Nothing. The Tactical Squad is going to fire at the Thousand Suns. So we've got white for the bolt guns, red for the snap firing heavy bolter, and green for the plasma gun. So let's get away all the misses. We do have a gets hot roll. Okay, I'm going to roll gets hot for the plasma gun, and I fail, so the plasma is dead. Next is the wound rolls, and I need 4s and a 2. So that is 5 from the bolt gun and 1 from the plasma gun.
My 5 armour saves, 3 of which failed. And then I will take 1 5+ invuln, which has also failed.
Okay, next the Terminators are going to charge the Chaos Terminators. So they're going through difficult terrain. So I rolled 4, which should be enough. Okay, the Chaos Champion has to challenge, and my Sergeant is going to accept the challenge.
Okay, so the Terminator with Power Maul will attack first. He needs 4s to hit, 1 of which hit, and I can re-roll because I have Veterans of the Long War. He failed to hit on that one. So he needs a 2 to wound, which he got.
And
the AP of a Power Maul is 4, so you get your normal save.
so 2+ save. Yes, he does it. Next, the challenge. So 3 attacks from the Terminator Sergeant. 2 hits. And 2s to wound. 2 wounds.
So 5+ invulnerable, 1 of which passed, the other failed. which means he is dead.
But it's simultaneous, so he will get to strike back.
So, 3 hits, 3 hits, 2s to wound, all 3.
3 saves. He's got a storm shield, but 1 failed, so both our champions are dead. Next, the 4 Thunderhammer Terminators. So that is 12 attacks, needing 4s to hit. Take away the misses, and that is 3, 6, 7 hits, and 2s to wound. 6 wounds on the squad.
6 5+ saves for the squad. So all 4 are dead, but they get their attacks back first. So they only have 2 attacks each. The Power Fist is the blue and the Power Axes are the grey. Needing 4s to hit, I can re-roll because I have Veterans of the Long War. And then 2s all round. So 5 invulnerable saves.
Okay, 5 3-up saves because of the storm shields. And they all passed. Consolidate move of 5 inches. I think we're going to move them towards the Thousand Suns.
The Forge Fiend has moved over to here, where the Terminators are, as has the Demon Prince, which is still in swoop mode. They haven't moved. The Rhino has moved slightly back to get away from the melter gun in that unit. And over here, they are staying exactly where they are. Chaos Space Marines firing at the Storm Talon. The only things that can hurt it are the Heavy Bolter and the Plasma Gun. So, and these will all be Snapfires. So I'm going to use the blue ones for the Plasma Gun and the grey ones. So 3s to hit.
6s Snapfire.
6s to hit. So 1 hit from the Heavy Bolter and 1 hit from the Plasma Gun. No 1s. So, first of all, the Heavy Bolter needs a 6. It fails. The Plasma Gun needs a 4 to glance, which it fails. So, no damage. The Forge Fiend is activating its Demon Forge. So, it's going to be firing all of its weapons at the Terminators over there. So, 8 shots from the Hades autocannons first. So I need 3s to hit, to wound, and it is an AP2 weapon. So, because I've activated the Demon Forge, I can re-roll my wounds. So that's 7 invulnerable saves for them.
3-up invulnerable save. 2 failed.
2 failed, so 2 dead. Next, the Ectoplasma Cannon. So it's firing its template on that one. So, rolling for the scatter on the Ectoplasma Cannon. It scatters a long way. Next, the Thousand Suns in here are going to fire at them. So that's 4 shots, needing 3s to hit, and can re-roll because of preferred enemy. So 3 hits altogether, and then I need 4s to wound. So rolling for the wounds on the Space Marines, I need 4s, 2 of which I got, so that's 2 dead. So Ehriman is now using his psychic powers on that unit there. He is going to use Tzeentch's Firestorm first. So first of all, the psychic test, which he passes. Next, deny the witch.
Deny the witch.
Which it does not, as it is a 3. Now is the d6 to determine strength. So it's a strength 4. And this one is a blast template. Determine whether it goes anywhere, which it does. -4, so going 4 inches, which misses.
It still gets 1.
It still gets 1. Okay, so something that I have forgotten is Inferno, which, if it's removed as a casualty, the remainder of the unit takes a further D3 strength 3 hits. The AP of this is 0, so you get normal armor saves. I scored a wound, so your normal armor save?
No.
No. So D3, 2, strength 3 hits, so I need 5s to wound you this time. 1. And then normal armor save, you save. Next, Ehriman again is going to use Breath of Chaos, and it's going to hit all 6 of them. That's 6. I need 4s to wound you, and this is AP 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And finally, he is going to use Doombolt, which he passes his leadership check. Hang on. Deny the witch, which failed. And so 1 strength 8 AP 1 hit, so I need a 2 to wound, which I fail. Next, the Demon Prince. So, first of all, we'll do Tzeentch's Firestorm. So, leadership check. Passed. Deny the witch. Failed. So D6 strength. 5 plus 1, 6. And then blast template. So blast over that one. See whether or not it hits. That is a -5. So that goes 2 inches towards the drop pod there.
So I'll still get 1.
That'll still get 1. Needing a 2 to wound, which I pass. Your normal armor save there, which you fail. So 1 dead. Next, Doombolt. So again, leadership check, which I pass.
Deny the witch. Failed.
And 2 to kill. That is the entire squad removed. And that is everything for shooting.
So I need to make a morale test for my Terminators.
You do indeed.
Which I passed.
Okay.
Space Marine turn 3 movement. The Storm Talon has entered hover mode and has moved over there to target the Nurgle Space Marines. The Land Raider has moved over to target the Forge Fiend. The 2 Terminators have moved up and they're looking at the Thousand Suns. Sterngard and Tigeris have moved slightly closer, and the Razorback has turned to face the Demon Prince. Devol, the drop pod is going to fire at the Space Marines. Roll for scatter, and it deviates, but my ballistic seal comes back, so it hits. So it's going to get 3 of them. So that's going to be 3 strength 5 hits, needing 4 to wound. 2 wounds.
2 wounds. 2 armor saves. So 3 plus. Both failed. So 2
dead Space Marines. And we'll move straight on to the Storm Talon firing at the same squad. 2s to hit because it's using its strafing run ability. Twin linked. Yes. So we need 2s all round.
Right, so for the 4 normal saves, 2 failed again. And then for my 1 cover save, needing a 4+, yes.
Okay, the Land Raider is going to fire 2 las cannons at the Forge Fiend. 3s to hit, both of them hit, and 3s to glance. That is 2 glancing hits.
I have a 5+ invulnerable save, so cocked. Both failed, so that's 2 whole points.
Next, the Thunderfire Cannon is going to do the Surface Burst at those again.
Yep.
So, okay. So hitting the drop pod, it's going to need a 6 to glance, which it doesn't do. Next, we'll move on to the Razorback, who's going to fire the Heavy Bolter and the Storm Bolter at the Demon Prince, firing snapshots. 6s to hit. Twin linked for the Heavy Bolter. Nothing. Okay, the Stern Guard are going to fire out the 1,000 Suns. Tigris is using his Warlord trait so that they can re-roll failed to hit rolls this turn.
And the Stern Guard are using their special ammo.
Stern Guard are using Vengeance rounds. So, 3s to hit.
All of them.
And 4s to wound. So that is 2, 4, 6 wounds, AP 3.
So I get 6 5+ invulnerable saves. And that is both of them dead. So I have a bolt pistol with Inferno bolts. So I need a 3-6 to hit, which I fail. Yeah.
Rolling charge distance, and I get 9, which is going to get
within
in
range. So I shall move them up.
I'm currently charging my camera, so I can't move any closer than I am.
Unfortunately.
So the Rhino did move.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be 6 attacks, needing 3s to hit. So 5 hits. Rear armor is 10, so it's just going to be 2s to glance. So that is 5.
Penetrating hits.
That's 2 glancing and 3 penetrating.
Yeah.
So that has wrecked it regardless, so we'll just do the 3 penetrating to see if it explodes. And it does.
Of course.
So Araman takes a strength 4 hits.
So if you'd like to roll that.
No.
Fails. So, turn 4 movement for the Chaos Space Marines. Eryman has moved out of the crater left by the Rhino, away from the Space Marines. The Demon Prince has flown all the way over here, joining the Forge Fiend, which are converging on the Storm Talon, and they have not moved. So, let's go straight on to shooting and psychic powers. So we'll start with Eryman. Eryman is going to use Breath of Chaos first. So first of all, do my psychic test, which I pass. You may now deny the witch, possibly.
Who are you casting it on? Right, Tigris is going to use his Psychic Hood to dispel it. So that's going to be a 5+. No.
Which fails. So, I now check the range, and I get 2 of them, and I need a 4 to wound them. Only need a 1. This is AP 2, so you only get your invulnerable save,
which you failed.
So 1 is dead. Next, I'm going to attempt to cast Doombolt on the same unit. So again, passed.
Again, Tigeris will take it. No.
So no. One shot, needing a 2 to wound, which it passes, and again, only your invulnerable save.
Pass that
Which
one.
you pass. Finally, Zench's Firestorm. So first of all, again, Psychic Test, which I pass.
Again, deny the witch, which I failed.
D6 to find the strength. So 2 plus 1 is 3. And then it is a blast template. So we'll roll for scatter. It scatters 5 inches straight up.
So it's going to get 1.
Okay. So need a 5 to wound, which I get, and this is your normal armor save, which you fail. So you now take, because of Zench's Firestorm's Inferno ability, a further D3 Strength 3 AP hits. AP 0 hits. So 3, Strength 3, so I need 5s, which I get none. Next, we'll go on to the Demon Prince himself, firing at the Storm Talon. So, he is going to fire Doombolt first. So check my Psychic, which I pass.
Deny the witch. No.
Rolling to hit with Doombolt from the Demon Prince on that. So I need a 3, which I fail. Next, he's going to use Breath of Chaos. So, yeah, it will cover it. So, Psychic Test, which I fail. However, he can re-roll because of his Spell Familiar, which I still fail. Next, the Forge Fiend is going to activate its Demon Forge and shoot its Hades autocannon at the Storm Talon. So I need 3s to hit, re-rolling because of Demon Forge. So all 8 hit. It is a Strength 8 weapon.
Over 11.
So I need 3s to glance, of which I get 1 glancing and 4 penetratings.
Okay, I'm going to jink. So for the glance, yes, and the 4
Penetrating.
failed 2.
Okay, so 2 penetrating damages. This is +1 as it is an AP2 weapon. I get a boom. So, roll to see how far. At the end of the shooting phase, rolling to see whether or not Demon Forge deals me a hull point, which it does not. And finally, at the end of my turn, I use the special rule for the Forge Fiend, it will not die, and see if I regain a hull point, which I don't.
Space Marine turn 4 movement. The Land Raider has moved up to see if it can take down the Forge Fiend. And these people over here have just started to close in on Ahriman. So at the end of the movement phase, I'm going to do some psychic powers. So first of all, I'm going to cast Prescience on Tigeris and his unit. That's a pass. And then I'm going to cast Misfortune on Ahriman. That is a pass.
I will deny the witch on a 4+, which I do, so it does not go off.
Okay, I'm going to start with the drop pod firing at the Nurgle Marines. That is a complete and utter miss.
For that way-ish.
Then we'll go on to the Land Raider, which is going to fire 2 las cannons at the Forge Fiend. It's 1 miss, but twin linked. Still 1 miss. So 1 hit, and I need 3 to glance. That is a glance.
I take a 5+ invulnerable save, which I fail, and that means it is correct.
Okay, next the Thunderfire Cannon is going to shoot at the Marines. It's only 4 inches. It's probably still going to miss though. It's going to hit the floor.
It's going to hit the floor, so
that failed. Then we'll move on to the Razorback, firing its heavy bolters at Ahriman. 3s to hit, twin linked, and then 3s to wound. 3 wounds.
Ahriman has a save of 3+, so all passed.
And the Storm Bolter will snap fire at him. 6s, nothing. The Stern Guards are going to fire their bolt pistols. So with 4 bolt pistols, and Tigurius will fire his bolt pistol as well. 3s to hit, 3 hits, and 4s to wound. Just the 1.
Again, a 3+ save, which I pass.
Assault phase. Tigurius' unit is going to charge at Ahriman. We are going to have to go over difficult terrain, because we're either going to hit the terrain or the drop pod itself. Remove the 5, and that is 7 inches, which I believe is close enough.
It is indeed.
So we move everyone in. Okay, so Ahriman is issuing a challenge.
As he has to.
And Tigurius is going to accept it.
So, he has 4 attacks, normal. His weapon skill is 5.
Mine is also 5.
So that's 4s to hit. 2 of which hit. However, he can re-roll the can re-roll both of them as he has Hatred Space Marines. So he gets 3 hits. His strength is 6.
My toughness is 4.
So I need 2s to wound. So all 3. And it is a AP3 weapon.
Unfortunately, Tigurius is now dead, so he gets removed.
That means that Ahriman gets a Boon of Chaos roll. I will use the red for 10. So 64, that is Dark Apotheosis. Right, so it has transformed into a Chaos Demon Prince. Because he still retains his mark, but because he is only a level 3 now, not a level 4, he loses 1 spell, so I need to randomise which spell I lose. I lose Doombolt.
Okay, I lost combat and I failed my leadership test. So now,
Initiative check.
sweeping advance check.
I win.
Okay, so they remain in combat. So we just move everyone back up together.
So, at the end of the movement phase of turn 5 for the Chaos Space Marines, the Demon Prince has moved up to the Land Raider, coming down to glide mode. The Chaos Space Marines have stayed where they are, and as we already know, the Demon Prince is still in combat with the Space Marines. We now move on to shooting. So, the Demon Prince over here is going to fire Doombolt first at the Land Raider. So, making my psychic test, which I pass.
And deny the witch.
Passes with a 6. Next, he's going to attempt to use Breath of Chaos. So, pass my...
Deny the witch again. Which I failed this time.
You fail. So, that's just the Flamer template, which covers the whole of the Land Raider. I need a 4+, and I glance you, which I do not get. And that is the end of the shooting phase. The Demon Prince is going to charge the Land Raider. So, gets within range, so if you could move him up for me, thank you. And this one is already in combat. So, we'll start with the Land Raider versus Demon Prince. The Demon Prince is going to half his attacks, which is normally 5, plus 1 for the charge is 6, so 3 attacks at double strength. These attacks on the Land Raider, needing 3s to hit, all of which pass, and then I need 4s to glance, as his strength is now 10 due to the fact that I am smash attacking. So 1 penetrating hit. His AP is 2, so it gets a +1 to his roll. I have a 1, which makes it a 2, which means it can only snap fire next turn. But another whole point is taken. Straight onto this combat here. I need 3s to hit you, as my weapon skill is 9. So I've rolled to hit the veteran, Stone Guard veterans over here, and have 2 misses. I now need 2s to wound you, and potentially kill you. So, 3. Invulnerable save if you have one.
No.
Right. So that's 3 dead.
Oh, and look which one survived.
Oh look, the Power Fist. How wonderful. So, the Power Fist attacks back.
He has 2 attacks. He's going to need 5s to hit.
Yep.
And he got none.
As you can see there, a double 2.
So that is going to be a leadership test with a -3. And that is a fail.
So again, we'll do the initiative test.
I rolled a 1.
I rolled a 5, so we are still in combat, and he just moves up.
Right, Space Marine turn 5 movement. The Land Raider has moved back, and the Terminators have got out. Razorback is moving in this direction. And that's it for movement, so we'll go straight on to shooting. Start with the drop pod, firing at the squad. That's going to be a complete miss again.
All the way over there.
I'll do the Thunderfire cannon next at the same squad. That's also a miss. And we'll go on to the Land Raider. So, 2 last cannons and a snap firing heavy bolter. So 3s to hit.
Or 6s.
And twin linked. Not too shabby.
Oh dear.
So the toughness of the Demon Prince is
5.
So that's going to be 4s for the heavy bolter. It's 1 hit. And 2s from the last cannon. That is 2 hits.
Okay. So the hit from the heavy bolter, I can use my normal armor save on, which I fail, so that is a wound. And then the 2 5+ invulnerables from the las cannons, which I fail. So the Demon Prince is dead.
And that is Slay the Warlord. The Razorback is going to move flat out. So move us just up behind that. And that is it, because they can't shoot. The Terminators are going to run 5 inches. So that brings them to there. And then we're going to move on to the assault phase. So first of all, the Terminator is going to try and join in the combat. Moving through difficult terrain, he gets 9.
So, the Demon Prince is actually going to attack the Terminator rather than the Stone Guard. So, I have 5 attacks. I'm not forgoing my... not halving my attacks to double up strength. So I need 3s to hit, 2 of which fail, and then 2s to wound, all 3. So you now have a 3 3+ invulnerable save due to your Storm Shield,
Okay.
which you fail.
I fail, so the Terminator is dead. So, the Stern Guard. It's got 2 attacks, needing 5s to hit. And he fails again. Okay, this is the end of turn 5. So we're going to roll to see if the game continues. And it does not. And that is the end of our first video battle report.